Escrow Out Loud is a weekly podcast about San Francisco real estate from the Jackson Fuller team, San Francisco Realtors since 2002. Show notes with links are at jacksonfuller.com.
Hi, Britton.
Hey, Matt.
I feel like we should just jump right in and give our listeners the answer to the previous episode's neighborhood game.
I think we should. And a little brief recap. It was the original gay neighborhood in San Francisco, not the Castro. Drumroll. Polk Gulch.
Say it 10 times fast.
I don't think I could.
All right. Yes, Polk Gulch, the original gay San Francisco neighborhood. All right, let's jump right in to this week's neighborhood.
All right, this week's neighborhood. Clue number 1. A restaurant that is actually just outside the borders of this neighborhood popularized the name of it.
Isn't It Ironic by Alanis Morissette?
No.
All right. It's a great restaurant. That's all I can say.
All
Without
right.
saying anything else about this neighborhood name.
Say no more. This neighborhood was first established under a different name in 1855, and it encompassed roughly 500 square blocks from Larkin to Divisadero, which, if I'm not mistaken, wasn't that San Francisco's official western border in the city's 1851 charter?
Look at you, dropping your city history.
Hey.
It's crazy to think that, what we now think of as central San Francisco was western.
Yeah, and it's,
But, beyond that, like the sand dunes and sand dunes.
And sand dunes. So another clue about this neighborhood, there is not a single park within the boundaries of it, but on two sides it borders parks. It borders Golden Gate Park and the Panhandle, and Alamo Square is only 1 block away.
Yeah, they're both pretty sweet parks. One of them I would take my dog to before the other one.
Yeah.
That's all I'm going to say.
All right. So another clue.
See? Dog's ready to go to the dog park.
Dog's ready to go to the park. Another clue. The eastern border of this neighborhood is Divisadero, which is full of boutiques, vintage shops, restaurants.
Tasty hamburgers.
Tasty hamburgers. Brenda's Meat and 3 fried chicken.
4505, Oasis Cafe, El Rancho Grande, The Mill. Yeah, there's a lot to eat on Divisadero Street.
There is. There's some good eats over there.
Maybe that other restaurant from clue number 1.
Exactly. So a few blocks away, the neighborhood's westernmost border opens right up into parts of the USF campus.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
That's exactly what this neighborhood does.
So some say that this neighborhood name isn't even a thing, and that it was created during the gentrification of the neighborhood, which is obviously a very touchy subject.
So the story there is the as we talked about a few clues ago, the Western Addition. And that neighborhood name is primarily associated with African-American and Japanese communities that once lived there. And there was a feeling that the real estate community created this neighborhood name to try and distinguish it and gentrify it from the Western Addition, which is harsh.
That is harsh.
So that's one theory. What's another one?
So another theory is that the new nickname was created by the neighborhood association, whose mission statement is to, quote, establish neighborhood unity, maintain multi-ethnic, multicultural diversity, foster a sense of neighborhood pride, promote a safe and clean community, and improve the quality of life for all residents of the neighborhood.
That is a tireless job.
Stay
at it.
Somebody's got to do it.
All right.
All right. So speaking of tireless work, while there are no parks in this neighborhood for relaxation, it is home to a large hospital that actually fills 2 city blocks.
Would that hospital be St. Mary's?
It would.
All right, let's just leave it at that.
All right.
You can't get everything done there. We'll leave it at that. It's a Catholic-run hospital.
All right, then.
So turning from the grim hospitalization, I'm out of the hospital, and I'm hungry.
So maybe you'll run into this guy selling sweets out of the back of his converted Meter Maid Chariot.
How would you explain a Meter Maid Chariot to our listeners if they've never seen such a thing?
It's
like from suburbia.
Like a 1-person enclosed golf cart almost.
That runs around making people sad. Leaving very expensive tickets on cars across the city.
Exactly.
And then when the city decommissions them, they sell them and people pick them up and do crazy things. And I think we're talking about King Cobbler.
We are.
All right. I think that using meter maids to sell candies better than parking tickets.
Exactly.
All right.
Or we could swing by another place right there in the neighborhood and get a very, very tasty San Francisco frozen treat.
Like an ice cream that might be synonymous with this town that food tourists come from all over the globe to eat at.
Mm-hmm.
I love By-Right too.
And after all these clues, you may wonder how to get to this neighborhood. It's actually a great neighborhood to be a bicyclist in because it's near the Wiggle. It's fairly flat. And there are several muni lines that traverse the area. And see, it's not too hard to get there.
Flat. Bicyclists like flat, especially in San Francisco, because you don't get a lot of it.
Indeed, you don't. We don't have too many flat parts.
All right. So 10 clues, and I'm not going to say anything, but I'm pretty sure I know this neighborhood name and abbreviation.
I'm pretty sure you do.
And here's my question. How many letters in the abbreviation are capitalized?
That is a whole other source of just virulent controversy.
You have great editing chops. How many would you put in?
I would have 2 capital letters.
All right. There's the bonus clue. Ding, 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 ding. We hope you enjoyed this episode, and tune into the next one where we'll give you the neighborhood name. And until then, we hope you'll leave us a great review on your favorite podcast store or app.
Talk to you next time.
Escrow Out Loud is a weekly podcast about San Francisco real estate from the Jackson Fuller team, San Francisco Realtors since 2002. Show notes with links are at jacksonfuller.com.